thanks for coming out tonight. Appreciate you spending a few minutes with me, Evan the agent, as we talk about what an agent actually does. This is a question that I actually get quite a bit from players as to, Evan, what do you actually do? What does a sports agent, what does an NFL agent actually do for me? And I think that really helps kind of frame their choice. So I want to talk tonight about what an NFL agent does for football players. Well, first and foremost, as you probably know, is they negotiate contracts. That's what everyone thinks about, and it's very, very true. It's one of the main reasons you hire an NFL agent is to negotiate your contract with the NFL team. So it's got to be someone that really understands how to negotiate a deal. A lot of agents are attorneys. They have that legal background to understand the important concepts that are contained within an NFL deal. They understand basic negotiation tactics. They understand how to represent someone, how to convey information back and forth. They understand what leverage is about. They understand what financial ramifications can occur if certain things occur and certain things don't occur. They understand the fine print in contracts. They understand what money is guaranteed, what money is incentivized. They understand how the contract could be held null and void. They understand the different things that a player is going to have to do to get the maximum amount of money. They understand the marketplace. They understand what their players are getting. They understand if their player is marketable with other teams or not. They understand what's going to excite a team and want the team to give the player more and more money, and vice versa. They understand that what a player does on the field, sometimes what he does good off the field and bad off the field, gives the agent leverage, gives the player leverage, or takes it away. They understand when a team has other options and they need to move really quickly on getting a deal done, or if they've got a lot of power, can sit back and solicit offers and put themselves in the best situation to be successful. So these, among many other contractual reasons, are what an agent does. And having someone that's well-versed is going to be extremely important, particularly on your second deal. Rookie deals are pretty much slotted. There is some negotiation language, obviously, in the signing bonus and maybe on what's called the splits. That's what happens when you get injured and what amount you get paid on your rookie deal. But for the most part, those contracts are pretty slotted. We'll see what happens with this new CBA, but the way it's looking is that's going to mostly remain the same. And then when you get into your second deal, there's a lot of negotiation power. I've been fortunate enough to represent the highest paid player at a given position in the NFL and understand how those deals work. But having someone that can really ensure that you're getting the best as to what you need from a traditional contractual spot is huge. Moving on from there, an agent's really going to be the person that's going to help you with your pre-draft strategy. He's going to be the person that before you sign with him is going to understand your strengths and your weaknesses. He's going to understand what NFL teams think about you, what you need to do to move forward in the draft, where teams see that you have blemishes, maybe it's injuries, maybe it's that teams don't think you're very strong, very agile, very fast, maybe they don't think you're very intelligent, maybe you have character concerns. And his role is going to be able to put together a package that's very personalized to you to help you augment where you currently are now. A lot of times you're going to train at a different facility than you've trained in college. It's going to be his job to kind of put that together, work with position coaches, interview prep coaches, put together a strong nutritional plan, make sure that he's there to really represent you at the Combine and Pro Day, and ensure that you're getting the best possible advocacy vis-a-vis these NFL teams. He's also going to be the guy that's going to be communicating as a liaison between the NFL teams. When teams call when you're in the league, if you get injured or there's other concerns, he's going to be the guy taking those calls, handling them, and sending you the information that you need to hear to get you where you need to be in the best spot possible. He's going to be the guy that on draft day, he's going to be communicating with the teams, playing a little poker, making sure that you're seen as somebody that teams can't wait on, and if they do, you may be gone. Or if you're in a tough position, he's going to be the guy advocating that you need to take a deal immediately after the draft if there's just not a lot of leverage. But having that honest communication, that strategy before the draft, being that liaison before the draft is going to be absolutely huge. And also being that liaison while you're in the NFL is going to be paramount. He's going to be the guy that's going to be heading up your marketing. And so an agent is a guy that's going to work really hard to get you endorsement deals. Sometimes he may share this responsibility with an internal or even an external marketing agent or marketing agency to ensure that you're getting endorsement deals. Or if you're not really marketable, and sometimes a lot of rookies, particularly at the later stages of the draft or undrafted free agents, they're not very marketable. He's going to be telling you that and giving you steps to make yourself more marketable. A fullback with 1,000 followers on Instagram is not going to be someone that a lot of endorsers want to deal with unless you're starting. And even then, it's not going to be very much. But he's going to work with you to really create a platform to make you more marketable. He's going to tell you what you need to do and provide that guidance to help you there. When opportunities come up, he's going to make sure that maybe it's sometimes smart to take an exclusive deal if the money's right. Maybe it's not. There are different categories, whether it's footwear with Adidas, Under Armour, Nike. Maybe it's soda if you're a super high-end profile player like Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to help you navigate those waters. He's going to help you put your best face forward from a public relations perspective. Make sure you're saying the right things to appeal to as many people as possible, but also true to yourself and the interests that you have. He's going to be the guy that's going to be helping you create a platform via social media so that you can have tangible, real value during your career and after your career. When you retire, people are going to stop caring as much about you unless you have a strong platform. You can use that platform for philanthropic endeavors, help you get careers after you're done in the NFL, to get your message and goals and values across. It's going to help you be an influencer for good. And also for straight up business endeavors that you may want to do after you're done in the league. If you want to start a company, having that platform is going to be paramount for you in getting endorsement opportunities when you're done playing the NFL. And so an agent's really going to work with you on building the content that's needed to build that, the strategy that's needed to really get that rolling, and then show you the necessary posting efforts, the right voice you're going to have to get you where you need to be. Again, he may have someone internally, and maybe himself, or he may have someone externally work with you to accomplish those things, but it starts with your agent. The other things that he's going to be working really strongly on is kind of being your post-career confidant, working on a strategy while you're in the league for what you're going to do for a job when you're done. Football careers can end suddenly, and a lot of players can find themselves flat-footed without any real resources or plan as to what they're going to do career-wise when they're done in the NFL. And so taking advantage of all the different opportunities that you can have through the NFL Players Association, through the NFL itself, through the agent's own connections are huge. I attended Silicon Slopes this last year, which is one of the largest gatherings of tech companies here on the West Coast in Salt Lake City, Utah. And my goal is to talk to these top high-paying tech companies about the values of working with NFL players and me as an agent, because I believe my players will have an interest in potentially either selling, engineering, or being in managerial spots in technology when their careers are done. And I want to provide my players with a quick and easy intro to some of these companies, among many other things. That's just one small outlet that I've had for my players. So having your agent and having an agent who's well-versed in these is crucial. An agent's real role is to make sure that you're ready to interview well for companies, that he stands as a reference and a resource, that you're getting exposed to different educational opportunities. There's opportunities with the NFLPA and the NFL to do graduate work at a number of different high-end institutions. There's opportunities for paid internships with companies like EA, Under Armour, and many others. There's coaching opportunities as well that you can do while you're in the league and that your agent needs to make you aware of. So having an agent that's on top of that, and just knowing that an agent can be used that way, is going to be absolutely huge. He's your business advisor. Many times players want to get involved in making investments, starting new businesses. As mentioned, agents are often attorneys and at a very, very minimum have a strong business background and can provide you with the right context, the right aptitude, the right advisement, and really someone that's going to be in your corner making sure that you're making wise decisions. If the agent doesn't have every answer, that's okay. But he's going to have people along the way that are going to be in a good place to help you get where you want to be with making those investments. He's going to help set you up with tax folks. He's going to help set you up with financial advisors outside of his firm that are ensuring that you're doing the right things with your money. He's going to screen these people to make sure they're not crooks, that they're not there to take your money and hurt you real bad down the road. He's going to make sure that they're competent, that they know what they're doing, that they work with professional athletes and not just a layman, because there's a certain expertise that's needed. And your agent's the guy that's going to provide all that to make sure that you're really where you need to be. The other thing that he's going to really do is look out for you from an injury perspective. NFL teams sometimes, when players get injured and they want to move on from them, don't always do things the right way. And so your agent's job is to make sure that the players are protected under the collective bargaining agreement and the policies that are in place to make sure they get every cent, every bit of care, and everything they need from an NFL team before that relationship is totally severed. They're going to make sure that the players are taking advantage of all the benefits that exist with being an NFL player after their career's done, while they're in the league, and make sure that their health's intact. An agent does a lot for a player, and if you fully utilize everything that he can do and understand that he's your business partner, that he's really there to help you so that you help him and you guys work and grow together, that type of a relationship can be very, very synergistic. Viewing an agent as simply as a guy that I'm taking some money from and I'll ditch him later on is going to lead to you signing with an agent that's going to view you the same. That when you're down and out, he's going to bounce on you. But treating your agent, viewing your agent, screening potential partners in the early process as someone that can really benefit you from so many different quadrants is going to be essential to your success. Over the years, I've found a lot of value personally being an agent and helping players really change their mindset. When you have a collegiate player, he's just that. He's a college player. He's used to there being red shirts. He's used to having a little bit of time to soak up information such as the playbook, or living in a new city, learning a new environment without really any strong repercussions right away if he doesn't pick things up really quickly. The NFL could not be farther from that. You're going to be expected to come into an environment where you're going to have to learn the playbook nearly instantaneously. You're going to have to perform on what that playbook calls for instantaneously and learn to adapt to a new city with players that are faster, stronger, more explosive, and super hungry to take your job. It's not as team friendly as you're used to in college. Players are out to make money, they're out to keep their spot on the team, and they don't care if you're gone. In fact, they hope you're gone because that means they keep their money. And so the agent's role is to help you change your mind, to help you be in a place where you can come in and do just that to somebody else, take their job. It's a massive mindset change. And a lot of agents don't want to talk about that. It's kind of getting into the nitty gritty. So finding an agent that's really going to put you in a spot to make that mindset shift is huge. And that's his role, is to do that. I found that players that make that shift, that really understand the mental aspect of what's going to be required of them, they stick, they make it. People don't understand that in the off season, before the regular season starts, there are 90 players on a given team. Only 53 make the active roster. That means 37 players per team are cut. And if you add all the teams together, that's nearly 1,200 players that lose their jobs. A lot of that could have been avoided, at least from some players, if they simply had a mindset change. And their agent's responsible for that, either doing it himself or putting mentors, people in a player's path to make good decisions, understand what's in front of them, understanding that if you roll your ankle and it's not a serious injury, you want to tough it out because of the team, unless you're a high-end draft pick or a seriously high-priced veteran, they're going to be looking to move on you really, really quickly with every single rep that you miss. So understanding that in an agent's role to get your mind where it needs to be is crucial. Some of the other things that I think are really important is an agent's in charge of what I call crisis management. When a player has a crisis, something happens in his life that's causing massive media scrutiny, massive public scrutiny, an agent can be heavily involved in assuaging, calming the storm that can be. He can work internally, he can work with other professional crisis people, but the player and the agent should have such a relationship to where the player immediately can go to the agent can put everything aside and help the player through that crisis. I've seen some of the best player-agent relationships that exist are because of that. And an agent should be skilled, professional, cool-headed, analytical to make good decisions and help a player really get through those moments, whether they're criminal, whether they're just simply faux pas. There should be steps that either he can come up with immediately himself or have outside crisis management people help with as well. So having that close relationship, having that expertise, having somebody in your court to help you through those tense moments, particularly later in your career or even before the draft if you're a really high-end draft pick, is going to be huge. And an agent should see himself in that role, feel confident in that role, and you should feel confident in him.